Who upset the market again? Yo, Banter fam, it's been a while. I've been down and out for the last few days. Haven't been looking really much at charts too much. Haven't really been looking too much at my portfolio. And then I come back and I see there's been a very interesting week. And I see obviously yesterday was a very interesting day. Um, so guys, let's go through it. I also want to show you guys, I know obviously the portfolios are looking terrible. I think my long term is probably looking horrible right now. My spot's probably looking terrible too. Um, and I think let's jump in. And when days like this happen, I think let's jump in. Let's go chart them. I want to show you guys how I'm going to chart them, what the main things I'm looking at next. And remember, we're not always able to control the market and the way these things sort of happen. All we can do is trade it day for day and to take it day by day. And I'm going to go through the views, start looking at what decisions I'm personally going to make for my own portfolio. Because this does open the doors of maybe a possibility of a lower low, or at least us going to 17K again before the relief bounce. In my opinion, by Bitcoin only hitting 25K, I don't think that was the relief bounce, which means it's prolonged. And I think at some point in this year, I think we will have a bit of a better relief bounce than what that was. In my opinion, that was sad. It was a sad bounce. Only to get to around 20, 25K, especially from coming down from 69 all the way down to 17K and only bouncing to 25. It may just mean the damage was not done just yet. And, the big interest of the big guys and where they're buying, maybe 17K wasn't low enough for them. Maybe they wanted to go down lower. And I think we just there wanting this market to go one direction. We got to remove the emotions today. We got to look what's in front of us, and we got to remember that the market is extremely good at shaking us out and getting us scared and nervy. They want us to quit. It's very easy. It's easy money for them. Scare you out the market, make you sell cheap. They buy cheap, and they get you back in at a later stage. So the market's good. It's designed really well to do that. And we just got to, as a community, stand together and make sure we get through the hard times. And one thing we do know about crypto is we get through the hard times. The rewards are incredibly, really, really, really worth it. So guys, I'm glad to be back. No more wasting time. Let's get into the show.
Click, click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click, click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click, click, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target, and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror, mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click, click. Enter the sniper. Enter the sniper.
Yo, Banter fam, what's happening? I am trying to get the energy up. The body is still quite sore at the moment. I've been getting, I don't know, it's been a really weird week. It's been a week of a lot of bedtime. I think physically my body was saying, like, you need to completely just do nothing and just I was taking every single medicine. I was trying to do everything, and my body was just rejecting and rejecting and rejecting. I wasn't able to eat for a few days. I had constant headaches, constant body pain. And I think it's just the last 2 years, just catching up at different times and just like, telling me to relax at time. I think this year has been a big year of new beginnings, I asked for one thing this year. Last year and the year before, I asked for financial freedom. And this year, in the beginning of the year, I asked for happiness. And ever since I've done that, my life has literally been this crazy roller coaster over the last few months. And it just shows, like, it takes a lot of hard work to return back to your true happiness and what you're actually doing everything every day for. So I know it's been a crazy roller coaster, but it's been a big breakthrough year for me. it's just been a lot of feeling and a lot of like new obstacles to get through. But I'm very proud, guys. Firstly, thank you for all the support, all the love, all of that. I appreciate it, guys. To anyone that is new, smash a like, smash the subscribe button. Join the best community out there. We go through war together, but one thing I promise to always be and promise to always be here with you guys is to be real with you guys and just to show you that I'm learning throughout this whole journey. A lot of new ups and downs and a lot of new things that I'm experiencing. But I'm here to show you it's possible, and I'm here to just be with you guys throughout that. You know, if the market hasn't given us money this year, it hasn't done fantastic things for us this year. At least we're still together, and at least we're still fighting the same wars together. So I'm very proud of all of you guys for staying that. So guys, join the community, join us. We still going to create one of the most beautiful stories that's ever been created in history, where we're going to have thousands to millions of people achieving their dreams. And I think a lot of times we thought it was going to happen in a couple of months and these sort of things, and it turns out to be a little bit longer than that. But the journey is going to be worth it all. So I missed you all. I appreciate all the love, and I'm glad to be back in action. Let's quickly jump in and let's have a look what's happening. Good morning, Oscar. Good morning, everyone. How are we feeling? How are you guys doing? I know the markets are terrible, but life's good. Life's good. We just gotta get rid of these stupid emotions and just start making some decisions on what we're seeing here and not allow emotions to destroy that from us. We're all in this together. Yeah, I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, guys, the big thing, obviously, with Bitcoin was, we did top out nearly towards 26K and these sort of areas. And we're basically forming this sort of area, since we had the big dump off from 30K. And, I spoke about it, a few days ago. I think it was the last few shows that I did with it. Had a slight feeling that the guys were offloading at this area. And I think it's just something, just add to your book again. Like I said in the last show as well, all we can do is like every time remember, guys, market goes up, goes sideways, and it goes down. It will never, ever do anything different than that. Whenever we are in a certain phase, you take out a little trading journal of yours or trading book of yours, and you make notes every time we are in a specific phase. And a simple one, like what we've been through the last few months, was whenever there's a big dump off and the markets fall down 50%, and then it ranges sideways for a while, and I start to see wicks and I start to see big sell-offs on the top, and I start to see like this pattern where it like looks like they're offloading, protect yourself. Don't do it again. You know what I mean? It's remember, same for me. Like, it doesn't matter that the market is continuously evolving, and it doesn't matter if I can be a good trader or these sort of things. The market's always changing, and that's why even the greats, the guys that have been always really good at crypto, they can be suffering at this stage too, because the market's just different all the damn time. We weren't used to the amount of, I wouldn't say adoption that came in last year, but there was a lot more eyes in crypto last year. There was a lot more people involved in crypto last year, which changed things. We weren't used to, we used to a raging bull market where you have a blow off top, and then you get a second high, and then we get to continue. We never got that last year. We actually got a higher high, not even a lower high for the actual altcoin season that we took. So the thing is where, people will know this market is bullshit. It's always going to evolve. It's always going to change. We just got to keep journaling each stage that it's in, so that you don't, so we can actually learn through these things. And it's nice because anytime in the future when you're in a raging bull market, you just take out your bull notes and be like, this is what I did the last one. These are the mistakes that I did. These are the things that I did good. And this is what I'm fixing next time. And it's the same if it's a raging down market. Here's my bear notes, and you literally got to create yourself these structures every day. We robots, guys. We literally like computer processes where we got to like set in these structures for ourselves. Otherwise, we just don't listen. Like, humans have a really bad thing of not only listening to other people, but also not listening to themselves at times as well. And it just shows how, the system and these sort of things have taught us, in school and these sort of things, that we really don't trust ourselves a lot, and we always got to be listening to others, and we allow others' opinions and stuff to sort of guide our opinions. So we actually suck. We really, really, really suck at looking after ourselves and making our own decisions. So now it's to man up and not be pissed off with yourself about sucking. because I suck with this too. It's about being responsible to say, okay, I suck. That's fine. So I need structure. I need these things. Like, this is the only way I'm going to do it because I suck. And it's very important to do that. So the big lesson from last week was this. It was seeing these wicks and seeing how every time we got to a level, it had a sell off, and it got there and it had a sell off, sell off, sell off, sell off. And now it's come very clear that when we see this again, we got to pick it up earlier than before. Otherwise, it's just a rinse and repeat sort of process. I don't think the markets, it has changed in a way of ranges and these sort of things, but I don't think it's ever changed the emotional side of it, or these sort of things. Like, when you see these things, and it's actually weird, when we're in the trade and you're in the market, you don't see it. But when you're external and you don't look at the market anymore, and you're not that, like, you can actually see it. Like, you can be like, oh wow, like, this was a little bit clear. You know what I mean? That people were, they were offloading here, and all of the us ourselves as well, influencers, crypto Twitter, all these sort of things. Bull market, relief rally, relief rally, relief rally. But yet we get these sell-offs, and we get these sell-offs. It's definitely not retail that's selling off. You know what I mean? It's the bigger guys. So this is another lesson we add to the book now. So when we see that again, and remember, this is also another lesson. Reversed roles as well also becomes very powerful. And it's same like here, where buy up, buy up, buy up, rally up. It's the same thing. Same thing the way we see it that way. It's a reversed way to the downside as well. So just add that in, guys, because we're gonna get these patterns again in the future. And it usually comes after a really big dump or really big pump. When you've had a really strong directional move in one way in the markets. And it was the same way where this stage over here, like I've spoken previously before, after the big bull markets, that crazy run that we had from 2020 to these areas. Same thing here. See, sell off, sell off, sell off, gone. Very, very, very simple. Buy up, buy up, buy up, gone. Like, it's we're gonna see them at different times. And do you see when they come? They come after a big move. They come after a very directional move in one direction, and you can see here how this basically has done that to that area there. And this was the confusing one. This is something that we haven't seen too much of, where we get that little push up higher. We used to, I think that was the little key one there, but it was quite tricky to pick it up. But we were looking for that lower high, that lower high sort of area, and it made the higher high. And from that, it just lost it through that area. And I think that majority of the offloading was done here. And the big guys just had a little bit more still in the markets, and that's why they rallied it, and they got retail back in here. They offloaded the final little bit of it, and then they rode this thing all the way down. And now we're at that phase again where we are starting this sort of sideways. Now, we do know that this is the trickiest part in the market. This is a very hard part to stay alive, to stay motivated, to stay in crypto at these stages. And we know that this is the part where everyone comes back. And it's very clear we're at that level again here now. Now, if we look at the two areas of these two zones here, what I don't see is, do you see how we had this first little drop off, and then we basically started this little recovery, and then we had the second drop off, which did actually turn into double bottom, but it did go slightly lower than that area. We haven't had that just yet. So, it's very clear now we started to lose this sort of channel and these sort of things, and we started to lose support. And you could see as soon as we drop that support, how the acceleration starts and the volume starts to come down to these areas. But we haven't had that drop off at any point. If we are going to say we're in a similar phase, what I'm basically saying is, is this phase similar to this phase that we're in over here, this sort of area over here? And if so, we haven't had the sort of stop loss hit, the gun, because I think people did take longs here. I think we did have, interest, especially from bigger guys in the areas over here, and they all protecting themselves a little bit lower than the zone here. And the reason why they're protecting themselves lower than that zone is because they know the next gap is pretty big. So if you look here on the weekly, you could see that where we basically bounced was the previous, the 2017 weekly close all-time high, this area over here. And you can see how we closed above that. And that's still a good sign. Even if we hold that now, it is still a good sign if we do hold that. Now, the only problem with that is interest would be bought up here in these areas. And we had this little wick out, which was basically 17,800 or these sort of levels. But that's where they're protecting themselves. And the reason why they're protecting themselves there is because look where the next gap is. The next gap is the 12K Bitcoin. We've had it a few times now where people are saying $12,000 Bitcoin and these sort of things. And the reason why they're saying it is because that is the next gap. So if we now jump back into the daily, or we jump back into this area that we're speaking about here, we could see that we never got that little secondary little push down there. Sorry, I'm still sick, guys. We never got that secondary little push down to that area. We've only just made little slightly higher lows as we've been trending up, and everyone's stops are here. They're literally sitting above that because they know how big the gap is coming. So for me, now that we're starting to lose this, I've still been looking at something where I see the markets. Let's just get my trend line back in here. I see the markets, taking its time until we eventually get to this major trend, until there's a decent sort of relief, right? We've been speaking about this now for the last few weeks in these sort of areas. And the question was, was that the low, and are we going to the lower areas and stuff? And the thing is, if we basically drop off here, I do think there's a possibility that we can go and hit those stops. Now, the problem is if we do hit those stops, we do lose the last line of support. And the next line is 12K, 14K, 15K. Now, will they go there? I don't know if they're going to go there just yet. They might just wick it through and just take out those stops. I see Craig's here. Craig, are you here, brother?
I'm with you, buddy. How's it going?
Good on you. Good on you. Good on you. Guys, I'm just going to quickly have a sip of water, like 2 secs. Just give me 2 secs. Craig, if you don't mind, just quickly maybe chat about Binance quick. I'll be a little
okay, guys. Just while Sheldon's getting himself ready there, let me just let you know there's, Binance is one of our sponsors, and Binance have actually got a pretty good promotion on at the moment. I just need to share the screen. Right, where are you? Right, I think it is this one. And what I want to show you is, hopefully you are seeing a Binance announcement. Let me just go. Right, Ray's got it for me there. Ray, if we can just go over to the Binance. Taking a bit of time to refresh there. Yes, that's not the one that's working. Anyway, so what we've got is Binance have come up with this with a promotion at the moment where all Ethereum and Bitcoin trades, if you trade them against the BUSD token, so Binance USD token, which is tied into USDC, they actually have got free trading. So there's no trading fees whatsoever. So that is one hang of a big promotion to be able to do. All you literally need to do is go into your Binance account, and any USDT that you've got, if you look under the trades where you'd go for doing your spot trading, you'll see that they have a little function that is called convert, Binance convert. And if you hit the Binance convert button, it'll allow you to just quickly convert USDT for Binance USD, and then you can use and trade Ethereum and Bitcoin against BUSD without fees. Got it there, Sheldon. How are you feeling, buddy?
Yo, bro, I'm trying to get better. It's just, it's taking its time, bro. It's taking its time.
Wait till let you show up.
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you, bro.
Good stuff.
Let me quickly finish up here. Cool. Yo, slowly getting better, guys. Slowly getting better. Yeah. So basically, what I'm looking at here was, August was still the second half of August. We're still looking at that pullback. We've been speaking about it. I still think that from end of September to October is that relief. For me, this was a sad relief. It wasn't a relief bounce, in my opinion. It's what we wanted to be a relief, but it ended up not being a relief. It ended up being quite a weak little push up, and it wasn't even a retracement, in my opinion. Even through these stages where we fell from 69 to that was at least some sort of retracement where Bitcoin went from 32 all the way back to 49. Here we literally went from 17 and the highest to 25. Like out of all of this redness, like that for me is not that. So what are we basically saying then? And what what is the chart basically showing us here is that this was interest, but they did not enough interest was brought up at that stage, which right now means that I'm probably looking at Bitcoin doing something like this, where either a small little push up here, small to 21 again, and then from that, break of supports, test resistance, and then send back into this area over here. It's pretty likely now that we are going to go back down to the regions of 18 to 19K. If we do drop that, I do think there's a slight wick where we go to 17,000 to basically stop all those guys out, get them all pissed off, and then rev all the way up from that. Or we do have a really bad event where something, like we lose it and it goes hard, and finally Bitcoin does go to 12K. Now, I don't know what you guys think. Maybe for the sake of it, if we can finally have a decent market again and a little bit more of excitement again in the market, let's get it done with. Like we've been through so much. We've come from Bitcoin from 69K to 20K, and we're still fighting our asses off here every day. So if you got to go to 12,000, then go to 12,000, get it over and done with. Stab me one more time, and then let's get somewhere going again. If that is the best way to do it, then they must just bloody do it by now. But that is probably the next option after that if we don't hold those sort of areas. So for me, it's quite a tough decision now, because I am dollar costing. I've been building those portfolios as I've been speaking, the higher risk and those, and I'm not afraid to build any of those long-term especially you shouldn't be afraid to be building any 3-year portfolios now. Especially dollar costing, and not rushing to build them either. Like you can build them over the next 2 months, 3 months. Any portfolios that you plan on holding for 2, 3, 5 years, I wouldn't be afraid of building now. I wouldn't be afraid of dollar costing into them and building them up in these sort of areas. It's more about the money that you can't afford to lose. It's even though we've lost, to be like I've lost many parts of mine as well, but there is still certain parts of my cash that like I can't afford to lose. I don't want to lose any more of that. So the only thing that's really being built right now, because we don't know, if the market does go to 12K, I want to be ready for that. I want to have some sort of gunpowder. So I do have, similar to these guys, I hope it doesn't get me tricked out too much, but I do have a slight bit of part of my long term with stop losses sitting under this area over here. I hope it doesn't catch me out. I don't hope it doesn't come in and stop me and shoot up. But that's just that little security that if it does, I do have a possibility that I do think Bitcoin can go to 14K or something like that. And I want to capitalize. I want dry powder if it does go down to those areas. I then have the other part of the portfolio, which is the 3-year to 5-year portfolios. Those I'm dollar costing in now. Because guys, if we look at everything at the moment, we still can't. I see ETH done pretty well. It looks like ETH from here. If Bitcoin does go to 17K, like wow, like Ethereum, it's doing really well, and I think it's gonna exceed very well. But I think ETH comes here to these areas over here. If Bitcoin goes down to those lower levels, and if Bitcoin really, really crashes down, I don't think ETH goes much lower than where it did, to be honest. And I'll probably be building up some more there. But guys, we've got a $32 Solana. Like it's crazy. If we look at where this thing's come from, and I still think it's one of the best projects out there. I'm definitely loading up Solana on a 3-year portfolio, Cardano, Nia, Phantom, all of these sort of tokens to be building any. Like I think that's where you sort of got to put your focus now, is to look at your portfolio and be like, what part of this portfolio can I not afford to lose now? Can I not afford any? Like I can't lose any more on this. I can't do anything on that. And I think we got to put in strategic stop losses and these sort of things, or even just de-risking if Bitcoin goes back to 21 now. Because if we look at the chart, it is very likely that if we go up and test there, that we're still going to have another leg down. I don't think until we are finally through this big weekly trend line, which is showing us in the region of October, until we're really going to have this a relief bounce is coming, and it may take a few months, it may take a few weeks, but at some point it's going to happen, and it's going to basically be a wave that comes from here, shoot there, and maybe they're still low at a later point. I don't know, but this wave for me is still coming at some point. And that trend line is the one that, let's just get that, that basically gives me that indication and helps. So here, any money that I can't afford to lose, I'm starting to de-risk. I'm starting to protect myself in those areas. And all of these other tokens, I'm focused on that three to 5 year portfolio. Like I really am at this point. Crying over my other parts of the portfolio that's not doing what it needs to do right now. Like you still can't deny the fact that yes, like the market hasn't pumped. It's not doing what it needs to do, and these sort of things. Yes, I get it, but shit's cheap as hell, and it still remains to be cheap. And all that I will say you is you're gonna punch yourself, and you're gonna be really pissed off with yourself when this thing is all 500% up again, and it may be in 2 years, and maybe in 3 years, you're gonna be pissed off you didn't load up more at these levels. It's crazy how this market like literally gets that mind of yours stuck, and it gets it like we do make money. It may not be now. Like the market hasn't offered us much money this year. It's been quite a shitty market to make any money this year, only just basically lose. But there is, crypto, let's be honest about it. Crypto's actually only offered money every 4 years. It's the truth of it. We keep sitting and we're like, this. Crypto's only ever offered money. Yeah, let's actually have a look here. It offered money there. It offered money there. And it offered money there and offered money there. So it's offered money 4 times since 2016. 2016, the market's offered money 4 times. Real money, good money through really solid moves that can really make a difference in your life. So that's showing you that, wow, like over 5-6 years you've been offered money for. So every few months and that you get something that offers you some sort of money. And I think that's just where we got to sort of keep our focus to. I want you guys, the big lesson from today, from that is to seriously now just go back to that portfolio now. Firstly, as I said, make the notes of the areas so that you don't repeat this again in the future. It's very important, myself as well. But to make a decision outside of your emotion mind now, make a decision on money that you can't afford to lose. Make that decision. You may be in a loss and it may be shitty, but one thing that I can tell you, even if it goes against you or these sort of things, but as soon as you cut that line, you can even be 40% down in a trade, or you can be 40% down. As soon as you cut that line, it hurts for about 2 days, and then it's better. I promise you. Like you could have had $10,000 and now you got $2,000 left or $3,000 left, but you can't afford to lose any more of that $2,000 or $3,000, and you sell. And you only got $2,000-$3,000. It sucks. Like you feel sick today and you feel terrible tomorrow. But by Tuesday, you're like, okay, I still got $3,000. Like now what can I do? And then you're actually going to come look at the markets and you're going to go through the stuff and you're going to start making better damn decisions. You make the money back way faster once you've actually learned. If you keep following the same system of what the system's good at, it keeps hitting you in the same ways. But you need to now make a decision non-emotionless, which may mean you have to start getting out of the market, like start making a decision outside of that. And that will be you selecting different tokens again, you buying at different levels, or like looking at things differently than what you did previously. So if you are holding on to something that's too long right now, I'm taking this advice for myself. I'm cutting some of the positions that I've just been waiting on for way too long, and they're just creating so much mess in my head right now and so much like irritation and these sort of things. It's going to sting. It's going to hurt because some of them are big, $900,000 losses, big losses from where they were. But I'm cutting that damn cord because I still have some of that left, and I need to start. If I stay in that mindset with that little bit of money that's left, it is going to wipe me. Like the market is going to hurt me, and it's going to continue to just, the market's got that, when you got that cut and it just pours that salt and it just like pours more and pours more and pours more. If it sees any weakness, it just pounces that weakness. And I need to start making better decisions. So I'm going to be cutting those cords now, bleeding and hurting for 2-3 days, and then coming back, and you'll see that weight, guys, that weight off your shoulders will just be like so much. And you're actually going to feel a lot better than what you thought, like a lot better than what you actually thought. So I know I've been talking a lot about emotions. I think it's just very important, guys. I haven't been with you guys for a few days, and I think it's important. I see the dominance is making its way down. So this is not only this is a big hit on Bitcoin as well, because altcoins are getting hurt, but it could be way worse. This dominance could be spiking up. So this is very interesting. It's very interesting to see that when this market's getting quite bearish like this, you've got this dominance coming down. So altcoins for the future, they're definitely reacting way stronger than what they ever have against Bitcoin, which means you really got to keep you look at RAN and all to that. I know whatever happened to Luna happened to Luna. It was one of the worst things that ever happened, but like, you can't deny that, geez, like that thing performed like incredibly well. And it just shows you again that by getting one of these altcoins at the right stage, like if you can't see that the crypto market's slowly shifting, that it's not only just Bitcoin anymore, that there's bigger players coming in and they're starting to diversify and they're starting to fix these areas and these sort of things. You need one, guys. You need one rock star. I'm hoping it's one of this one. I'm hoping it's Kajira. Like I've really been loading up. I'm so glad that they've released their new token and these sort of things, because it broke my heart when the whole Luna crash happened, and I've been loading those things for so long, and they fell down like that. I was like absolutely blown away. But guys, you need one, and I think that's a very important thing to keep track of. I see we got the USDT. This was the USDT dominance. It's still not broken in that trend just yet, but it does have a slight possibility of doing that. So this is obviously on a very clear uptrend right now. I saw we had the Dixie. Did the Dixie? Oh, look at that bounce, man. This thing not going to stop. Like, I do like this a little bit. Like, I hate it for crypto. I really hate it for crypto. I think it's been shitty because the markets just don't do well. But I have had quite a bit of money in USDT and in USDC as well. And it's done pretty well to my local currency. So it's the only chart of mine that's been going up. By holding some dollars, I've been making money to rands. So it's my only one that's actually done pretty well. But hopefully this double top doesn't look like it's going to play out. But if it did have to play out, it would be really nice to see. Now let's quickly chat. Are we still on track? Oh, look at that. Stock markets, cheers. Now remember what we said about the stock markets. We had these two plays here, and it looks like this. I'm still at that position where August is the bad month for me, and I think September is a slow grind up. Slow grind. I don't think it's a crazy bullish month. I think it's a slow grind up. I think the breakout comes at the end. So I'm sticking to this analysis. I'm sticking to this where we got a left shoulder, a big head, a right shoulder, and then a breakout of the stock markets. I think with the elections and that, I still think stock market's going to creep in and get towards all-time highs in the next few months. I really do. I think it's going to try. I don't know if we're going to get all-time highs this year, but I think it's definitely going to try. They're going to try ramp it up and try make everyone feel better and feel that everything's great again, and these sort of things. And yeah, it looks like this is playing out. So for me, to basically sum it all up, what I'm doing with Bitcoin is I am offloading anywhere 21, just money that I need. And I'm not doing it for the sake of, it may break back in. It really may. I just can't hold dead weight anymore. I can't. I've been holding that for too long now. There's some of them I've been holding for 9 months. Some of them I've been holding for 12 months, and I'm done. Like, I'm done making stupid decisions and stupid shit because I keep holding on to shit that's just like not doing what it needs to be. So when this gets up, I'm cutting the cords. I'm cutting the cords on parts that I should have done a very long time ago. I'm crying, I'm wetting my wounds, and I'm making a more clear decision in the next few days. Once you if you agree with this and you're doing the same sort of thing, take a few days, maybe even a week or two, before you make a decision of getting back in or any of these sort of things. Just cut those wounds. So I'm cutting out of that. I'm dollar costing into my 2 to 3 years. If we get down there to 17, I'm definitely dollar costing. And I'm also prepping for 12 to 14K Bitcoin. I'm prepping for it. And I'm making sure I have money if it does go down there. Now, if that does happen, and we do have that, you can expect altcoins to go down another, you can be looking at Solana going down to $20 again. You can be looking at altcoins going down another 30%. 30-35% from altcoins if Bitcoin does go down to those areas. I do think dominance will go down, so I don't think it's going to go up if Bitcoin does go to those sort of crazy levels. But we can look at worst scenario of a 30-35% drop within altcoins from where we are here now, if that does happen. If you don't see that as an opportunity and that you're still stuck and you're still holding on to bags, you're still holding on to the past and you're holding on to that, it's a huge opportunity. If Solana goes to $15 or to $20 and Cardano goes to 30 cents and NEAR goes to $2 or $2.50 and Phantom goes to 15 cents, it's opportunity. It's massive opportunity. And you got to stop telling yourself that it's not. You got to start looking at it in that way. And maybe it is because you're holding on to the old positions. I'm just trying to figure out why we make these stupid decisions, like why personally myself as well through these stages, why we actually do these things. Other than that, guys, that's basically it there for now. Remember, if you guys are opening any accounts or you join with us, educational purposes only, look to sign up a BYBIT account. We have the tournament. There's 7 days left. It hit me quite hard yesterday. I think I'm like 130th now. But hopefully I'll get back there strong. But yeah, if you want to join the competition, our Discord, guys. So I think it's the last 2 days left. No more coin panel at all. It's gone. It's all come to Discord for free here now. I do have the spot trades running on Discord at the moment. The leverage drops next week. The margin drops next week. I'm back in action now. So I start dropping all those things. So make sure to sign up on our Discord. And if you use any of our links below, it then gives you access to the VIP section where you get all these trades every single day. You get all these calls. And all that means you just got to be a part of our BYBIT, our BitGets. You just got to use the link and open an account and trade on that account. That's basically it. So it doesn't cost you anything. It just does support us throughout all of it. Remember, you do get sign-up bonuses and all these sort of things as well. And same with Binance, guys. We've got a lot of big things coming with Binance. So I think for spot trading and that, Binance is still the top and number one to be using. I like BYBIT, BitGets, and KuCoin for leverage, but Binance is still the top one, definitely, for spot trading. Cool. I think that's about it for today, guys. I'll get back to you guys on everything else. I'm doing a show again tomorrow. I'm hoping to do a live trading session tomorrow so the market can just settle. I think there'll be a little bit of shorts or longs that can play out in the live trading. I want to get the live trading moving again, and all those little things. So guys, have a fantastic day. I hope you all have a good weekend. Cut the ties. If there's anything that's holding you back from previously, cut it. Clean it. You got to start making clearer decisions. I'm doing this for myself as well. I think it's going to make a massive difference for us to just cut those damn ties and to stop making stupid decisions. If this market goes cheaper and we get 30% down from here, it's opportunity. It's nothing else than opportunity. And stop saying it's not. Like, it really is, especially for these really, really good projects at these sort of areas. And if we've got to cut what we've got to cut, it hurts for a bit, but we get through it. So Banter fam, love you lots. I'm glad to be back. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you all on the next show.